I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
Liz Truss was the UK's Prime Minister for just 45 days.
Given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party.
That makes her the country's shortest-serving PM in Britain's history.
Do you accept this as a complete dog's dinner?
It's certainly not a circumstance I would wish to see.
Liz Truss's mandate was, in her words, a low-tax, high-growth economy that would take advantage of the freedoms of Brexit. It was a bold vision and could have returned the party to one of conservatism. Unsurprisingly, the media and opposition parties couldn't stomach it, and to their peril, neither could many in the Conservative Party.
So we can't have a revolving door of chaos. We can't have another experiment at the top of the Tory party. And the public are entitled to have their say, and that's why there should be a general election.
What should have been the rebirth of Britain's oldest political party has left in its place a party with an identity crisis.
There is still a lot of division within the Conservative Party about what kind of a party it wants to be. I think that for 12 years they've been pursuing various forms of big government conservatism, and there is still a big constituency for that within the party, and especially among the members of the Conservative Party in Parliament, the lawmakers that Liz Truss was hoping would support her to pass this more Thatcherite supply-side package.
The way that we will get our country growing is through more jobs, more growth, more opportunities.
I think that what we've discovered over the past month is that a lot of those lawmakers are not prepared to follow the Thatcherite form of conservatism. It is not something that they agree with, not something that they believe in, and not something that they are prepared to go out in public to defend to their own voters back in their constituencies or electoral districts.
Liz Truss, you'll remember, replaced Boris Johnson, and much of the Conservative Party still believe his downfall was purely because of the much publicised parties in Downing Street during lockdown and his efforts to protect members of Parliament who'd misbehaved.
It was happening in this environment where the inflation was already spiking out of control. People were very concerned about slowing economic growth and spiraling energy prices as a result of his pursuit of net zero carbon policies. And it was that political backdrop that made him vulnerable to the scandals, when maybe he could have survived them if the economy had been booming. Now, unfortunately, I don't think that a lot of Tories have extracted that message from that experience. And so they think that really, if they could just bring back someone with Boris's specific kind of charisma, it would all be okay. They didn't learn from that experience that they needed a radical economic change.
Well, I've decided that the basic rate of income tax will remain at 20%, and it will do so indefinitely until economic circumstances allow for it to be cut.
Unfortunately, they have missed a big opportunity with Truss to do a series of tax cuts that were very targeted at things that we know improve the incentives to work and invest. The kind of tax cut that actually would encourage more investment, more work, more economic growth and prosperity. They've given up on the opportunity to do that. And I think that they're going to have to come up with some way of talking about prosperity that is believable and that gets people away from this fiscal scold mindset if they really want to turn around their electoral prospects.